is what happens जब बचपन बीता चाचा चौधरी पढ़ के, बट बड़े होकर रियलाइज हुआ अरे सारे कूल लोग तो मार्वल देख रहे हैं, तो चलो उसी पे पिक्चर बनाते हैं। Hi everyone and welcome to today's video where we would be looking at some of the superhero clichés. While there is a lot of literature out there on DC and Marvel characters, I was more curious about our homegrown superhero Krrish. Krrish has a much less defined universe but somehow manages to encompass most of the tropes. All three movies are gonna take way too long, so I'm just gonna be focusing on the last one, which is Krrish 3, because it has Vivek Oberoi and is the worst of the lot. Shall we?
तो कहानी शुरू होती है जहाँ पॉट बेली वाला ओल्ड रोहित और सिक्स पैक एब वाला क्रिश मिलकर डिसाइड करते हैं कि पहले रेखा को मार देते हैं, उसके बाद क्रिश के सीक्वल का नाम क्रिश 2 नहीं क्रिश 3 रखते हैं ताकि ऑडियंस लॉजिक जैसी अनरियलिस्टिक एक्सपेक्टेशंस ना रखें। Rohit, Krrish and Priyanka Chopra live in a gigantic mansion surrounded by hills and clear skies where Rohit works as a government scientist, Priyanka Chopra is an Aaj Tak reporter and Krrish is a security guard where they all live in Mumbai. In an unspecified location which is clearly Switzerland, a scientist discovers that there exists a company called Carl Labs which is evil. Carl Labs is evil because it creates a virus and then creates its antidote to kill the same virus, much like Apple Inc. Kangna Ranaut, who is a Carl Labs employee, wears a thigh-high slit dress, says stuff like Alag, Anokhi, Adbhut, kills the scientist. She says her name is Kaya, kabhi skin clinic, kabhi serial killer, and 100% Garibo ki mystique from X-Men. Kaya is part chameleon, part human, has the ability to take on anybody's appearance but chooses to wear a super uncomfortable looking corset pantsuit with a dysfunctional harness all the time. Kaya's creator is a guy called Carl who is a paraplegic from the neck down, wears eyeliner and is obsessed with being able to walk again. He is also the founder and CEO of Carl Labs. In a bid to find the perfect DNA match to cure himself, Carl manages to create semi-human, semi-animal hybrids called manvers, not to be confused with maneuver. Carl is so smart that he looks at Namibia antidote sales and sees that he made 320 million in revenue, so he decides कि India में बेचेंगे तो $1 billion बनेंगे, without looking at capex, taxes, net profit or logic. Carl sends his manvers with the deadly virus to be added to Mumbai's air and water lines so that it manages to kill the Mumbai residents. Looking at people dying from this deadly virus, old Rohit को चमकता है कि अरे इस वायरस का एंटीडोट तो क्रिश के डीएनए में है. Krrish takes the antidote in the dead of the night, stands on an Antilla lookalike building and sprays it all over a Mumbai that's devoid of slums, traffic, Western Express Highway and looks suspiciously like New York. Rescued Mumbaikars are overjoyed and create a statue of Krrish while also singing an overtly right-wing leaning religious song that I cannot mention because I don't want to die. On learning this, Carl is not happy and goes ऐसे कैसे BC क्योंकि एंटीडोट तो सिर्फ मेरे DNA से बन सकता है. So he promptly goes and kidnaps Priyanka Chopra instead of Rohit Mehra, who actually created the antidote. Kaya gets sent into the Mehra household to replace Priyanka Chopra and falls in love with Krrish after one chaste kiss and one terrible dream sequence. Very basic. One fine day, Rohit Mehra realizes that Dr. Arya from the second movie used Rohit's DNA when Rohit was in a coma to create a super child who later grew up to be the third Carl. Some non-descriptive generic shit happens in the middle, after which Rohit goes and tells Carl, रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं. Carl goes, what the fuck, blah blah blah, bunch of shit I don't care about happens, at the end of which Carl regains movement in his limbs. Carl's headquarters looks like it's in Siberia, but I'm assuming it's Virar. Because it takes only a few minutes for Krrish and now a good person Kaya to arrive at Carl's den to rescue old Rohit. Carl is shocked to see them and kills them both immediately. An overjoyed Carl wraps himself in aluminium foil and flies off to Mumbai for a press conference with pioneers of journalism like Aaj Tak, Tez and India TV. Carl is surrounded by all the brand outlets who have sponsored the movie and who look like they're regretting their decision after watching Vivek Oberoi's acting. Meanwhile, back in Carl's den, Rohit uses bad science to bring back Krrish to life but kills himself in the process. Krrish arrives on the scene and then has a generic Avengers ka climax wala fight sequence with Carl. Carl dies and all is good in the world again.
Right off the bat, the movie relies heavily on scientific concepts to drive its plot. So rather than dismissing all of these as just utter bullshit, I decided to check with my cousin Aditi, who is an actual scientist in the biotech field and has dealt extensively with viruses, antidotes and DNAs. She told me that while it's difficult to confirm whether there is any open research going on all these things, in theory it is plausible to create a human baby out of somebody's DNA or even cure paraplegia using bone marrow transplant. Who knew? Krrish 3's science is not that off the mark after all. Mind is equal to blown. Another thing that this movie does get right is in the form of Kaya, a strong female character who not only gets some badass action sequences but also layers to her personality and an entire character arc. Good job, guys. Also, the VFX is pretty cool. All jokes aside, the point of this video is not just to take apart a mediocre and blatantly derivative movie, but rather to question why is it so? Why is it that big production houses keep churning out stuff like that? Why is it that Rakesh Roshan, despite having a pretty cool Indian superhero concept in place, rather than offering us something unique, chose to copy from movies like E.T., X-Men, Spider-Man, Superman and even Shaktiman? Why is it that our generation is lacking original creators like Walt Disney, Stan Lee or even Pran? To be honest, I am all up for watching a Sabu from Chacha Chaudhary origin story explaining Sabu ko gussa aata hai to ज्वालामुखी क्यों फटता है. How many times are we going to watch multiple iterations of the same done to death story? I will kill myself if I have to watch another version of Spider-Man again. Are you telling me that despite having the sellability, resources and technology, these guys can't invest in a good original script? Or am I supposed to believe that among the thousands of artists vying to work with big production houses, there doesn't exist even one talented creator? So many questions and answer mein hai garam garam anda bate paratha. That's enough ranting for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe and write down in the comments below your feedback on the video. Thank you so much for sticking till the very end and hope to see you on my channel again. Bye.